Hey everybody, this is Jordan from Serendipity OA, and in today's video I am going to walk you through a very sweet extension that we've been using quite heavily in our business recently, and this extension is called uBlacklist. So what this extension does is you're able to block specific websites from populating in a Google search result. So the reason why that we use this specific extension is because this will help eliminate a bunch of junk websites from our searches, which make our reverse searching process a lot more efficient. And it also helps with my VA team to avoid looking at websites that we know that are known scam sites or that are websites that are just basically a waste of time. So in this video, I'm going to completely walk you through how to use uBlacklist, and then also show you my personal blacklist that you can subscribe to with basically a few clicks. And you can be on your way with utilizing uBlacklist to a very good potential and to help speed up your own sourcing process in your own individual business. So firstly, you'd want to come to the Google Chrome extension store and download uBlacklist. I will have a link for this Chrome extension in the description of this video as well. And then once you download uBlacklist, I will show you exactly what it looks like. So once you have downloaded uBlacklist, you can come into the options and it looks like this. So you'll see a couple things. You can add in specific websites one by one that you want to blacklist. Then there's a couple other options in here. You can change like colors and whatnot. You can sync blacklists with a cloud service like a Google Drive, OneDrive, things of that nature. And one thing that we're going to be discussing deeply today is using a subscription for a blacklist. So you can subscribe directly to a blacklist that will update automatically based on whatever intervals you had set. And then those websites will automatically be blocked from your Google searches going forward. And you can use a subscription and individual websites at the same time. So you can subscribe to a blacklist and then you can add in whatever additional websites you want as well. And you'll notice here it does indicate you have to use some type of what they call regular expressions to block websites. I'll show you how to do this a little bit easier in case you don't understand this. But yeah, just keep in mind that you can't come down here and just say you want to block eBay. You just can't type in ebay.ca. It has to look like an expression like it does up here. Okay. So for the first example here, I'm going to show you if we come on to Google and we search for a website, say we search for a website like Pinterest. Pinterest is certainly a social media site. Some people like to spend some time there, but it's probably not a website that we should be using for our sourcing. So if you wanted to block Pinterest from populating in your Google searches, all you have to do is after you have uBlacklist installed, type in Pinterest, or if you come across it in a Google search, all you have to do is click on block this site. And then it'll give you some details about the website. So it gives you obviously the website address, the URL, the expression that's going to be added into your blacklist. And then as soon as you hit block, it'll now be added into your blacklist and that specific website will no longer populate on regular Google searches. So let's refresh here. So we can see that Pinterest has been added into our personal blacklist. And this is Pinterest.com. So previously we had results for Pinterest.com and .ca. Now we can only see the individual website for .ca. So Pinterest.com is now going to be blocked from any searches that we have. Just keep in mind that with these searches, if there's ever a sponsored website at the top, like an ad from Google, those websites will never be blocked. And again, this is just blocking the search results for these websites from Google. You can still access these websites directly by going directly to their website. You can obviously turn off uBlacklist in your Chrome extensions at any time that you like, and then this would repopulate these results in Google. Or of course, you can always remove individual websites if you want those results to pop up in Google as well. Okay, so you can build your own blacklist doing exactly this, and that's kind of exactly what we did. We would, as we're reverse searching for items, like say we're searching for, I don't know, let's look up a Sonic the Hedgehog toy Canada. As we're searching for items, if we ever come across a website that is not a viable website, we would just add that into our blacklist. Like we wouldn't ever source things from Etsy, so we'd blacklist that website. And we'd also blacklist websites that are junk websites, Kijiji, we wouldn't source from there, so we block that. BestBuy.com is in the US, so if you're not doing US sourcing, we would block that website. uBuy is just a junk website, we would block that. And once you have a big chunk of these websites blocked, it removes a lot of search results, so you can get through a lot of additional websites a lot quicker, so it can make you or your team or your VA sourcing a lot more efficient. Okay, and so now what I'm going to discuss is how to utilize a subscription. So I'm just going to remove this one here. And so what we have here is we actually have our personal blacklist uploaded directly into a GitHub repository. You don't really need to understand GitHub at all. All you have to know is that we have it uploaded here so that you can subscribe to it very easily with basically a few clicks. And then as we update our blacklist, it'll automatically do that on your end as well. And all you have to do is just set a few settings and then forget it. So this will be linked in the video description as well. One more thing that I'm just going to bring over here is the public spreadsheet that I'm going to share with everybody as well. So this is a spreadsheet that displays all these blacklisted websites here as well. And this just gives a reason as to why we have blacklisted individual websites. So of course, you can come in here, you can come into uBlacklist, you can just copy all of these uBlacklist expressions here and add them all directly into your own blacklist, and then you can remove individual ones if you would like. If you subscribe to our personal blacklist to update automatically, you just have to keep in mind that all the websites in our blacklist will be blocked automatically. So if there are some websites in here that you do not want blocked, you just have to obviously keep that in mind. So we have things blocked like all the desert cart websites, Craigslist. We have some scam websites in here, what we figure to be scam websites. Websites that deliver items for other stores, so like Buggy, Instacart, places like that. Places that we would never source from, so places like eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Kijiji, etc. And then also we do have a couple sources in here that are from the US and that do not ship to Canada. So again, this is built for Canadians. So if you are sourcing for Canada, obviously these are websites that you'd want to avoid. You don't need to spend time sourcing those websites. And you'll also notice a couple additional websites like Look Fantastic that some sellers talk about. We blacklist these websites because they are out of country and they do potentially charge shipping or duties, which makes items unpredictable for the total amount that's going to be charged for you as the end receiver. So these are websites that we specifically block for that reason, because they're websites that we don't ever want to source. So you can always take a peek through here. This will be getting updated over time. Right now we have about 150 so websites in here, and yeah, we'll keep updating this as we go. And this list, along with our GitHub repository, will be updated probably once or twice every month or so. Okay. So now, if you wanted to, again, if you wanted to just take individual websites, you can just come into here, make a copy in your own Google Drive, so you can actually copy things. And then you can just come in here and you can copy whatever sites you want to blacklist via the uBlacklist section here. Come into the uBlacklist options, paste them directly in here, save it, and then those websites will be automatically added to your personal blacklist. If you want to subscribe to our blacklist, you can come down into the options. You can come down to the subscription section here and click add a subscription. And then what you'll have to do is I will, again, link directly to the raw list in the description of this YouTube video, but you just need to come to our raw section here. So this gives nothing but the corresponding blacklist expressions here. And so we need to copy that, paste that in our URL, and then name it whatever you like. So this is going to be Serendipity OA blacklist, add, and then you can have an update interval for it to update however often you would like. The default is 2 hours. You can do an hour a day. It doesn't really matter. Again, we're not going to be updating this every single day. This will be updated probably a couple times per month. And now that we have added this subscription, all these websites that are in our blacklist will automatically be applied for us. So let's do a couple examples here. So just keep in mind, I don't have anything in my personal blacklist. I just have the subscription. So now let's try to search for Pinterest. Of course, we see details about Pinterest on the side, but we don't actually see the Pinterest websites over here that populate. So again, that would also prevent them from populating when you're reverse searching individual items as well. Let's search for something like eBay. Again, with eBay, we don't see the eBay website actually pop up, and you can see that our Google search results are a lot more limited. So that eliminates it from your searches altogether. And so, yeah, that basically covers the extent of uBlacklist. It is a very helpful tool. It is something that, again, we use often, especially with our VA team, to make our sourcing a lot more efficient. And I believe that a lot of other people can benefit from this as well.